So we are catching up with the Saskatoon-based coaches that are taking part in this year's Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. Of course, one of the elite high school sports events, and sort of fun because I actually get to talk to a guy I went to high school with, Barclay Patterson, head coach from Evan Hardy. Bark, let's talk a little bit about your team. So far, so good in the season, hey?
Yeah, so far we're off to an excellent start. We've won the Bolt Classic tournament as well as the Regina Balfour tournament as well, and right now we're 7-0 in league play, and we haven't played some of the other top teams like BJM Saints yet, but yeah, we're off to a pretty exciting start so far.
Talk a little bit about the effect playing in a tournament like this has on that regular season. I mean, obviously, you might get a chance to play one or two of those other Saskatoon teams, but does it help you, going up against these other top teams from around the country? Because no matter who you're playing, you know it's going to be somebody good.
Yeah, definitely. We get to play against some of the top teams internationally in some years, but also across Canada. And the other excellent part is that we get to see some of the top Regina teams, such as Regina Balfour and Regina Campbell, that hopefully come March we're able to see them in a hoopla setting too. So this gives us a chance to maybe see or play against some of those teams like we do in the first round against Balfour this year. So.
Absolutely. Mentioned it off the top, both proud Walter Murray graduates. You got to actually play. I was nowhere near good enough a basketball player to ever play in BRIT, but Barclay was very good basketball player. What are your memories of being in there as a player?
Well, as a player, I remember in my grade 11 year, we got to the third place final, which it was exciting to play in front of a crowd that large, but also, of course, being that it was televised on Shaw Cable was also exciting. First time to play on TV. Then in my grade 12 year, I was fortunate enough to play against the New York team, the second New York team that got to come to BRIT, and we lost in the first round, and they ended up getting second place that year. But definitely have lots of memories.
I'm very happy to be joined by the head coach of the Bishop James Mahoney Saints, Brett Hoffman, another one of the local teams playing here at the Bedford Road Invitational Tournament. Brett, it's been a few years for the Saints. Obviously had a very good run about 5 years or so, ended about 5 years or so ago. Must be great for the squad to be back here for the first time in a little while.
Yeah, it's always a goal of any city team to play in this tournament. We weren't, in a position to do that over the last few years. We're kind of rebuilding, and now we're kind of, back in the top 3 or 4 in the city. And now it's really nice for our boys to have a chance to come out and experience BRIT for everything it is. I had the opportunity as a player to play here, and I've been an assistant coach here, so it's also my first time as a head coach, which is kind of nice. We just, more than anything, just really appreciate the opportunity and just want to do as much as we can with it.
That is interesting that you've kind of gotten to see it from a few different perspectives. Not being a Bedford Road guy, but you come in here, player, coach, assistant coach. What are some of the memories that'll always stand out for you from playing in this great tournament?
Well, same thing with Coach Patterson. I was here when the Gauchos came, and then
no one will forget that one. Yeah.
I was a fan for that one, and then a few years later, the Castle Hill Kings came when I was a player, and so just seeing the different level of basketball that's played in other areas of North America is just it's overwhelming. And now we try to provide our players the opportunity to go to the States and play at camps like Gonzaga, where they get the opportunity to go against some stronger competition, different competition, to help them improve their games as much as they can. And they're willing to put in a lot of work, and then they get rewarded with opportunities like coming to play in BRIT. So it's really special to get something back for all the work you put in.
That's really cool when you get to do something like that, go down, play in the States against that competition. But one of the interesting things coming into this tournament, none of your guys have experienced BRIT. So what have you told them in terms of getting ready for this weekend? Not just the basketball itself, but of course everything else that goes along with this tournament.
The biggest thing is just enjoy it. Not everybody gets the opportunity to play in this tournament. For our grade 10 guys, this might be their only chance. You never know. So soak it in, go to the social, go to as many games as you can, just be around it and experience everything you can.